So hello, I'm here with Mille Petrozza from Kreator. First, thank you for the interview.
Always, man, always.
Um, Simple question. What do you think of the show of today?
I loved it. I loved every minute of it. There was a little detail that I didn't like so much. Is the face. The sun is was shining straight into my face,
Yeah.
and I couldn't really see the first couple songs. But that's a minor detail. The audience was amazing. Everything went right. Most we got the crowd going, so I'm happy.
You dedicate a song to Judas Priest.
Yes.
Why? Are you a fan of Judas Priest?
They're one of the reasons why I'm sitting here with you now. I used to be, but Judas Priest is probably one of the bands that I listened to when I was a kid, and that got me into playing guitar. I mean, the first rehearsal of Kreator was us playing British Steel album. That was it. We were a cover band of Judas Priest. So, yeah.
How was the feedbacks for Hate Uber Alles?
Oh, very. It was very positive most of the times, and I think the fans really liked the album, and we put our hearts and soul into it, and so that's all we can do. You put something out, and you really feel like the magic of the music, and hope that the people feel the same way.
For the album, why did you choose to make an intro for Sergio Korbuchi? It's an inspiration for you? Are you fans?
It was a little bit. It's a little bit more detailed. I can tell you the story is Sergio Korbuchi's death. Of course, obviously, it's a tribute to the spaghetti western, Ennio Morricone, all these composers, and of course, Sergio is the one that always had, like, in his movies, he always had he made a statement. He made an anti-fascist statement. He grew up in fascist Italy in the 30s or 20s, and in his movies there would always be like an oppressor, and the protagonist would always fight the oppressor. So, and you can enjoy Sergio's movies for what they are, for spaghetti westerns, or you can also get the message behind it. And I thought that this is something that a lot of bands don't do anymore. Some bands are mostly writing about fantasy stuff and go in the path, using escapism in their lyrics. And I think I can relate to somebody like Sergio Korbuchi, because we're also talking about things that go on in the world, like tyrants, oppressors, politics, sometimes even, but without forcing it into shoving it into people's throat. We don't want to tell people what to think, but we want to express our own thoughts and emotions towards certain things that are happening in the world.
Can you tell me more about the creative process of the clip Hate Uber Alles?
The clip, the video clip, that was done by our friends Kupa 13 in Poland, and they're amazing. I sent them the lyrics, and they came up with this cool concept of like metalheads rioting against police. It's a lot of people even I read some comments on the internet that people felt offended that the metalheads are fighting the police. The police are also good people. Yeah, of course they are, but it's a story.
Yeah,
It's fiction, and so yeah, don't take it too serious. It's a thrash metal clip, so it's a little. Those were all actors. Nobody got hurt.
What is your vision of the current thrash metal scene?
Oh, I like some of the bands. There's a pretty cool scene in Germany, like bands like Traitor, and one of my favorite new bands is Kristof from Spain.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're very, very good. Then a Space Chaser from Germany. I like them a lot. The also a little bit like the older, the Warbringers of this world, and then one band that I really, really like. It's also new generation-ish. Is Violator from Brazil. I love them.
Can you talk about the artwork of the album?
Oh yeah, it's been done by Eli Cantor, who's a artist that lives in Berlin. I approached him because I really did like what he did for Halloween, and I think basically what he did is he took the inspiration from older artworks and put his own style into it. And he got I sent him the title track of the record, and he just came up with his own vision, and it was that simple.
Okay. What is your best and your worst tour memory?
My worst is yesterday. Yeah, we played the Rockstar Extreme Festival. We went straight from the stage into the bus. Got to the airport at 4 in the morning. The airport was crowded. It was packed with people, and I didn't really sleep. I kind of slept on the plane, and I had to. It's just, you go from. I talked a bit about it, and it's not the worst ever, but it's like something that comes to mind is like you play in front of a fucking amazing metal crowd in Romania, and next thing you know, you're on a bus going to an airport, and it's all like, Yeah. But that's like all worst tour stories. I'm trying to just zone out the bad things. Best is the fact that we're talking. The best is that I'm still here. I'm still able to play this music, and the scene is healthier than ever, and metal is alive and well. I think that's just something that's just priceless. If you think about how old this kind of music is, it's more than 50 years old, and people are still just as supportive as, if not even more.
How did you fall in metal music?
How did I get into it? When I was a kid? I listened to. I was a fan of the band Kiss, and I went to a concert in Düsseldorf in Germany, and there was an opening band called Iron Maiden, and that's when I got into metal.
For the song Dying Planet, we can feel progressive thrash with some black metal aspect. How was the consumption of this title?
We wanted to have it has a kind of like a little bit of a tradition that the last song of the last couple of Kreator albums have always been like a more epic, more experimental song. And I had this piece of music that I came up with very, very, not under stress, but we had some time. The band was in Essen for 10 days, and we're supposed to rehearse 3 songs, and these 3 songs we rehearsed in 5 days, so we had 5 more days where there's nothing. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna write something. And I came up with the main riff, then I went back into rehearsal and I told them about the concept of the song. Then Fred came up with the melody, and then I figured that the song needs something like a, how do you call this, like something happening that goes up and then goes back down. And Fred came up with the black metalish riffs. So we co-wrote it, and it's a band effort, this song.
Okay. Do you have any final words for your fan and whole listeners?
Thanks for your support, and see you on tour. I guess that's basically it.
Thank you so much.